Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from the Modern King about a woman who instantly regretted divorcing her husband. Now she's a single mother with no future. Today's video was suggested to me by Matrix of Madness. Let's jump right into it.
I'm a single mom of a 2.5-year-old. I've been split up from my ex for about 10 months now. I still get hit hard sometimes with the grief and the loneliness of it all. Like, I took him to the park and we were playing alone for a long time, and he was saying cute things, funny things, and I was texting my mom and my sister and, you know, telling them what he said. And
one thing that's rather disgusting about these single mothers is how they never anticipate the solitude and loneliness, even though that's literally what she's demanding when she divorces her husband initially.
Then another family comes, and it's a mom, a dad, and a son his age. And they're all three playing together, and the kid says something funny, and they both laugh and look at each other and like talk about it. And I literally had to leave the park because I started sobbing, because I grieve that life.
It's so absurd how she thinks that she's entitled to sympathy when she's the one who ruined her entire family by initiating the divorce. She could have still had that life if she actually put in the time to make things work, but of course she didn't.
Why the do I have to go through this? And he's just fine. Like, that's not fair. He gets to go about his life, have his home, have his cars, have his financial stability, and I'm over here struggling.
Modern women only care about things being fair when they're the ones getting the lion's share of everything. The second the man is doing better than her in some cases, then everything is unfair and she's a victim of her own stupidity.
Even though I don't want to be with him anymore, there is a part of me that wants him to still want to be with me. And when I kind of think about like what gets me upset, or why am I so sad about certain things, you know, of him wanting to also go through the divorce, you know, if I don't want to be with him. My problem is not that I don't value myself or I don't have self-love. I think if I didn't, I would continue to be in this relationship.
In other words, she wants her ex-husband to still be madly in love with her after she destroyed his life, ruined his finances, took his children away from him, and kicked him out of his own house. Yeah, that's not happening.
And I feel like this found awareness of myself and the self-love has brought me to this point of wanting to get the divorce and move on and find someone or many someones that fulfill me, you know, more.
She hates the idea that her man could move on from her or stop caring about her the second she initiated the divorce. Why should he? She ruined his life and he's under no obligation to care about her afterwards.
We can go back, and if I were able somehow to insulate you with a pro-marriage, pro-relationship community, do you think you still would have actually gone through a divorce?
Not that time.
Damn.
Okay.
I don't know what would have happened.
Damn.
Oh, I've never said this, but I want to deniability. Yeah, no, the truth about the matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Wow.
The sisterhood is hell-bent on keeping women single and miserable. All they care about is making the world as unhappy as they are, which is why they preach divorce as hard as they possibly can.
Situations where women are just, I've had a cousin who's been married 3 times but told me to leave mine plenty of times for small things, but she's on her 3rd marriage and 3rd baby daddy. So it's just like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you're a woman, definitely keep it to yourself, because other women don't like to see you happy. You know, your man will mess up one time and they'll be like, oh my God, I would never put up with that.
These women go onto TikTok to post these videos of them crying in hopes of getting a simp to pay attention to her. But if she's already that far gone for male attention, then I think it's safe to say who's to blame for her own mess.
I just
Just didn't get that tingle.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
no tingle. All right. Well, let's walk it on back. We did narrow it down. I'm going to, okay. Let's talk to this real one. Why'd you just break your heart?
This was a very tough one. But yeah, a combination, I think. I don't think the chemistry was there fully to warrant this, and it's not fair for you to do that. And then also, like, not having a relationship with your son is a bit of a flag, I think, because that's something that I don't know if I can wrap my head around. I'm not judging or anything.
Oh,
but
I
just,
understand. No, we
just saying.
do stay in contact, and I'm just not, fully in his life.
If you have a single mother who doesn't talk to her son, that is a major red flag. If she can't even love her own child, then how could she be capable of even showing any form of caring to another person that isn't herself?
Lesbian
not.
relationships don't last. Well, it is
That's
why.
gonna get clipped.
Well, it is why. It is why, because about 75% of divorces are initiated by women. And the simplest explanation for that is that on average, the most unhappy person in the relationship is going to be the woman. Well, why? Well, because on average, she has higher levels of negative emotion. That doesn't necessarily mean that negative emotion doesn't reflect problems in the relationship.
Yeah.
But she's going to be more sensitive to that. Well, so if you put two women together, well, what do you think happens?
Remember back when modern women were threatening men by saying that they were all going to date other women unless we stepped up? We all saw that statistic coming from a mile away.
You've gone through divorce. I just need to know, does it get easier? Does it get easier being without your kids? Because all I can do every time is cry. No matter what I do, I always end up crying the whole time. Please tell me it gets better, because I can't do this.
It is obvious that this woman shares custody of her kids with her ex-husband, which means that she's bawling her eyes out on every TikTok video she possibly can when the kids go and spend time with their father. That's pretty bitter in my opinion.
Wanna know why divorce rates are over 50%? It's because women nowadays literally think like Here's what I mean. If a guy takes you to a dinner and he spends $50 on you, if he buys you a bag, if he takes you on a vacation, if he pays for a ticket to a concert, if he does something, your mind goes, well, then I guess I'll sleep with him, so he buys me more. How much can I get a guy to buy me or pay for if I sleep with him? That is bullshit.
Most of us have been saying this for years. If a modern woman believes that her attention needs to be bought with material possessions, then that is the exact same mindset that is adopted by employees of the world's oldest profession.
That is transactional. That is not love. That is not going to build a family. And that's why most women are in miserable relationships, because men were taught that I guess this is how women are, and they tolerate it, and they pay for it. And then these women are like, look at how much I get if I just sleep with a guy. Stop being a stop paying for, and maybe then we won't have a 50+% divorce rate.
Transactional relationships have become the norm with modern women. They only seem to value men as far as how much money they can get from them. That mindset has brainwashed hundreds of thousands of women. There is no going back from that.
Drop my kids off to my ex-husband. He's literally the biggest asshole. Like, the fact that he still has friends, or the people that we were friends with are still in his life, blows my mind, because I'm like, how could you guys be friends with someone who's literally such an asshole? And my kids are crying. I like cannot wait until they get to an age where they can like decide who they want to be around or not be around. I don't know what his deal is right now. He's just been like literally the biggest a-hole to me. He owes me a bunch of money from like half of like activities and school stuff, and so I don't know if that's what his deal is. I'm always like, bro, your alimony ends in a couple months, like get over it. Like, I don't know what your problem is, but I just definitely not what I saw on my bingo card. My divorce bingo card was not being able to co-parent with my ex-husband.
When you take into account that the public will almost fervently side with the woman when it comes to a divorce, if this guy has friends who are taking his side in the divorce, then this pity party is going nowhere.
I feel like he has moved on, and he is healed and moved on and doesn't care about me, which I don't want him to come back into my life, but it still just sucks. I am honestly really sad right now, if you can tell. That's like the weirdest thing about grief is like, didn't cry for 2 days, was good for 2 days, and now I'm by myself, and it's just like the hurricane, like it's here again, you know?
Listen to what she's saying, guys. She is upset that he moved on and is feeling better about his own life. She resented him during the marriage, and she still resents him now. She can't move on knowing that he doesn't care anymore.
It's, the tsunami is back. Like, it's just so hard, and like, I'm frustrated because I, my whole world got disheveled. And I feel like he has moved on and he is healed.
Her life is disheveled because she was the one who made a mess of everything when she initiated the divorce, and after making his life a living hell, he moved on and she absolutely hates it.
If you don't know, I left my husband a year ago, and I've been wanting to come on here and give a life update of a year from now and what my life looks like. And I've been hoping that I would be able to come on here and tell you guys that life is just great, but it's not. It's still really hard. I wanted to have my more together. I know that this isn't the truth, but I just feel like I'm failing so much as a mom.
She did fail as a mother, in my opinion. She broke up the family, severely limited the amount of time that the kids could spend with their father, and she's upset because her life after divorce wasn't the fantasy movie that she was told that it would be.
I know that that's not the truth, you know? But life is so f***ing hard. I just got to spend 11.5 hours with my baby, and it was just the most sweetest time. I hate that I feel this way, but I miss my mom so much. I miss my baby. Life is not where I want it to be a year later.
If she only got to spend 11.5 hours with her child, then that raises some serious questions. It almost sounds like she can only have custody of the child if it's under supervision, and if that's the case, that's probably a good thing.
I think Tom Brady's an amazing athlete, a guy who put 23 years into football and then be married to a woman in a position where he was, and for a woman just to walk away from a guy where he's at his top. I tell women this all the time. If you get that unicorn, you must keep him, because if you leave him, eventually the women show up to him, and the guys you're going to get, you're 40, 42, 45, 47. They're not going to be the same guys as equal to the man you have. So you do everything to keep that family together, and it takes sacrifices. But some women, they don't care. They think they're special. They have so many options. But in reality, once you see that man start a new family with a 30-year-old, I look at Kim Kardashian, she's seeing Kanye married, successful, and she's not seeing him miserable like she is in certain situations. Sometimes it's better to just fight for your marriage or fight for your relationship and for your children. We are men. You don't want me, somebody else will.
That whole Tom Brady debacle just proves that modern women don't seem to hold loyalty sacred at all. She saw an easy payday and decided to leave him, but she's ignorant to the fact that he can always rebuild, and her best years are far behind her. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.